Welcome, everybody. This is Painted Dr. Girlfriend, and this is Fallout 4. We are continuing on as Beth Smith. We are level 2. 1 hour and 1 minute in so far. Let's see where we left off. You may hear in the background some music playing. I realized while I was editing the last videos that it was kind of quiet, so I thought I would have some music in the background. I usually play with music in the background. I just turned it off because I figured it would be distracting. But let's go ahead and see what we've got. Okay, we have some weapon, we have some ammo. We don't have any armor, so that is a problem. We do have some meat though, and that is good to cook so that we can eat it, because if you eat, well, let me just show you right now. If I eat, let's go with the mongrel dog meat, 8 rads. Yep. And I mean, I didn't really need it. I wasn't damaged, needing to be healed, but I wanted to show you what happens when you eat uncooked meat from the wasteland. It will radiate you. Long story short. Not even a long story. Anyway, when you cook the food, it makes it much better. Actually, I should have went over that. So increased radiation resistance. Bloatfly meat is really awesome. Honestly, get as much bloatfly meat as you can because very useful. The other one we have is just radroach meat. It's just plain, not going to do anything really amazing other than heal you, because as you can see on the left side there, 30 HP. So, it's a little bit. It's not terrible. The bloatfly was 40, so still better, but it'll get you there a little bit. Same with the mongrel dog meat. It is 40 HP. No special perks from it like the bloatfly meat did, but still, you know, useful to have. When we get the other items that can cook with, we will go over those stats, but I'm not going to bore you with those right now. Anyway, so we have some cooked goods now for us, which will add to our healing abilities, though we can get rid of the extras because we don't need them. You can also do this there at the cooking station. I just kind of wanted to check through all of my stuff also in case I needed to get anything before I leave, which I could have also done at the cooking station, but if I need to, like, say, mod a weapon or something, or even make things, I can show you how to make stuff at the chemistry station right now too, which will be useful because we're gonna need that soon. Ooh, mods, yes. Be sure to offload your mods because they don't add a lot of weight, but when you get a lot of them, they can weigh it down a bit. And if you're doing survival mode, you'll notice that, like, right away. Survival mode's a very interesting way to play the game. We'll get there. I promise. We will get there. So Jet. Jet is useful. I don't use it a whole lot unless I'm in a very difficult battle. I'm not going to make a whole lot of it. It's just, you know, make it so you can have it. Oh, slows time for 10 seconds. Pretty useful. They have other variations of it. I don't think I had. No, I don't have what I need to make it, but we'll go over it since I mentioned it. 35 max AP and increased AP regen for 8 minutes. Yeah. Then there's also Ultra Jet. Slows time and 100 max AP for 15 seconds. The jet fuel, it's still really cool. But it's a bit more difficult. You have to be kind of leveled up to be able to get that one. Anyway, not Jet. We're off of Jet. Psycho. 25% damage. Plus 25% damage, mind you. and 25 damage resistance for 5 minutes. That one's fun. It helps in those difficult battles. And when you have Jet and Psycho, you get Psycho Jet. Slows time, plus 25% damage, plus 35 damage resistance, and plus 40 max AP for 15 seconds. Pretty cool. Also, it slows time for 15 seconds. That doesn't mention it for over here unless you read it all the way through. But over here, over on the side, there we go. It says it right there for you. Anyway, and value. Value is interesting on these ones because you'll notice certain things are quite valuable for drugs. Some people will do, that's how they make their money in Fallout. They'll make drugs and they'll just sell drugs, and that's cool too. You can totally do that. I don't really do that because, well, I loot. Earlier I was thinking about what we do in the shadows again, and there is a character named Derek. I'm not going to spoil who Derek is for you, but he says something along the lines eventually, kind of spoiling a little bit, sorry, so spoilers. I'm a vampire, not a thief. Derek does not loot. He's missing out. He is missing out, gotta say. So we can't really make very many grenades right now. Molotov cocktails, those are useful, so I'll make, one or two. But the cryogenic grenade, that's a good one. But, as you can see, we do not have what we need in Perk's way to make that. Anyway, traps. I don't use traps very much either, but they are quite useful if you want to put them around your settlements or just use them in general around you. They're useful. What I come in here for mostly is the utilities section. So you can make an NPC's travel configuration holotape, which just gives you extra NPCs. I'm fairly positive this is from a mod, but I have no idea which one it is. Maybe I'll go through and find it for the edits, but I have no idea. The other one that I'm going to get eventually, well, I guess I'll do that right now because it's good to have. I don't have a companion at the moment, but that's what that is, the affinity list holotape. Well, I don't think it's a holotape, it's just the affinity list. It shows you where you're at on achieving those affinity levels with your companion, because when you reach full affinity with a companion where they idolize you, I believe it is, you get the opportunity to romance them. And that's cool because then you get extra perks with them, like when you rest at a settlement with them, you get extra health perks. I'm not going to spoil what that is. I'll show you what that is later. Though, when you get the affinity and you don't romance, well, even if you do romance them, but when the romancing of them is not the main point, the perk you get with that companion, it changes for each one. Like, Piper's is something about you get extra experience points for, I believe it is discovering settlements or just locations in general. We'll see that later on. Yeah. Companions. Very useful to achieve their affinities. Sometimes it can be very annoying because the companion's very annoying. One that I have slight issues with is Codsworth, because you have to be very good with Codsworth or he will start not liking you. Like stealing. Stealing is very bad with Codsworth. Another one that I don't really like is a character named Paladin Dance. He's with the Brotherhood of Steel. We will meet them later. They're annoying, to be honest with you. Very annoying. I mean, Preston Garvey for the Minutemen is no picnic, but I suppose at least he's trying to be... Well, I can't even say that because they think they're trying to be good too. Different kinds of good. Perspective is very interesting. Anyway, Vivid Weather's holotape. This goes with the location on the map that I told you guys about. I can't get that yet. I want that though. The location on the map I told you about, I'll show you in a moment. The canine harness. That's what I really wanted to get while I was in here, but I don't have armor rank 1 unlocked yet. Soon. And then I can show you what that is. Let me show you again on the map. That location. That location is what goes with this holotape. This holotape allows you to change the weather. It's a mod. I think I know which one it is. I don't really remember the name of it. I'm sure it's something along the ways of Vivid Weather. I'll look. I'll see if I can find it. Anyway, to change the weather, you come in here to weather controlled menus. And if you recall, before I went into my Pip-Boy, it was average weather, nothing crazy. Let's change it to fog. That is very noticeable. There are different levels. This one is radiated. I stay away from that one. Also, the next thing I'll have to show you is armor and getting a hazmat suit, because it is just very useful to have. And I don't know exactly when the next time is that I will find a hazmat suit on my own out in the wild here, Fallout 4. See? Nice and foggy. And that is all done by this little holotape. Very useful when you get rad storms, because you can just make it clear. Making it clear is very nice, especially when you explore farther south into the area that is called the Glowing Sea. Normally, see how clear it is? Normally, when you go into the Glowing Sea, it is not a fun time. I almost forgot to do the armor. Talking about the Glowing Sea. Anyway, I wonder how far we are to the... Okay, so the next level's not too far. I'll show you armor in a moment, I promise. Let me go do this. We will level up, and then we will do armor, because like I've said, we're gonna need it. Let me go ahead and be ready for these guys. Because even though we're in a settlement, we haven't totally cleared it yet. So, ta-da! There is still some rad roaches around. In Sanctuary, there's nothing like raiders or other factions living in the homes, the dilapidated homes. It's just there's wildlife, I guess is the best way to say it. Let me make sure. I don't remember if there's one in here. Okay, looks like we're clear. Alright, that should be all of the wildlife, as I'm calling it, in Sanctuary. And we're just going to kind of explore and look at stuff before we go further, so that we can level up and get the armor that we need. Well, we can get the armor that we need right now. We just can't do a whole lot with it because we don't have the armorer perk yet. Let me make sure that I can... Okay, good. So, that's the also other important part, is if we didn't have strength up to 3 like we do, we would have to wait for 2 levels to be able to do armorer. It's useful. So, let's go ahead and do all this stuff to get some points of experience. There we are. Oh, still need so much. Hi, Dogmeat.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself?
So this is our first companion. If you watch the series, you'll know that there is a Dogmeat in the Fallout TV series. I'd love to say that it is the same Dogmeat, but I don't know if that is quite true because, I mean, they're in California. I don't really expect Dogmeat to go from California to Boston area, so Massachusetts. Yeah, that's a long way for a dog to walk. I mean, maybe he caught a ride on a vertibird or something, but that's a ways. Okay, so this is the Red Rocket truck stop right outside of Sanctuary, also where we just met Dogmeat. I'm waiting to see... Oopsie. I don't want that. I do want that, though. I'm waiting because there's supposed to be some mole rats. Hello, mole rats. Come and get me. There you are. Ha ha ha. I'd rather not have them sneak up on me because they don't do a whole lot of damage, but since I don't have armor, I would rather not die by a mole rat. Good job, Dogmeat. Okay. And as we always say, if you ain't looting, you ain't playing. Notice how I just got 3 bottle caps off of that mole rat body. Makes me curious. Did they eat just the bottle cap, or did they get that off a person? There is a perk that you get through levels. I believe it is Cap Collector. And that just means you find more caps in places you look. Okay, so just in case, I'm going to save, because sometimes when you are going into a terminal and there's a chair like so, it's going to bug you out and you're going to get stuck and you're going to be so upset when you have to reload your last save. And sometimes that is quite a while ago, because if you're like me, you don't think about that all the time. You kind of think about it, but you don't think about it. And then you play for a while and, oh crap, last save was 2 hours ago? Yeah. Not fun. Then you're like, how many settlements have I customized since then? Yeah, not a good time. Anyway, most of these terminals are not very useful. Like, you might get information like this about valuables in a safe. This one, however, tells you about a cave that's right below the shop. So now we know where the mole rats were. And we're gonna go try to find that cave and see what we can get from it. Dogmeat, you're kind of slowing me down, bro. Alright, there's not really anything over here. Ooh, cigarette card. That's good for cloth, and so is the pre-war money. Even though you have already seen me console code in a whole bunch of materials, cloth is one of those that you kind of use quickly, especially if you are customizing armor. Yeah, that's the right word. It's just good. It's just good to have a lot of it, and I'll show you why I picked that up. That kitchen scale. Springs. Springs are surprisingly... Oopsie, sorry. Springs are surprisingly difficult to find sometimes. And even though we've console coded it in, it's always good to have more, right? Okay, so we're going to crouch, and brain fungus and glowing fungus are both used for making drugs. Uh-huh. Pardon me one moment whilst I take a drink of my water. Okay, let's go check out this cave. And the reason I am crouching so that I am invisible is right over there. Yep. And now they're gonna come get me because they can hear me. But I missed because it shot the other body. There we go. And there they are. Ooh, gold flip lighter. That's useful. Didn't mean to pick you all up, I just meant to take your meat. Okay, and I can't get busy playing down in that pit because there is one more. Come on, reload. Why aren't you reloading? Oh, that's right, this was only an 8. I'm used to my other character that I play a lot, who is quite farther leveled. I think my Vespa character is like level 56 or something of that caliber. And yeah, my gun, it has like 36 rounds in it. Okay, lockpicking. Since we don't have any armor on yet that I have not customized with legendaries, that means this is going to be normal lockpicking. Alright, let's show you what that looks like. And pardon me one moment while I sneeze. Sorry, had to sneeze. Didn't want to sneeze on you guys. Alright, so lockpicking isn't too difficult. With your mouse, you have full movement of the bobby pin. But once you start moving the screwdriver at the bottom, you could break your bobby pin. See how it shook there? There we go. Now, I only have 4 bobby pins, so that's why I'm saying try to be careful. Okay, level up. Alright, now we can finish looting to our content. Nothing. And we have to be a little careful in this cave because there is some radiation. Yeah, that's what it was. It was radiation. See? Radiation. But I want that fusion core. Whoop. And then there's also right there. I don't think that actually is anything quite useful. Trash Busters Award. But still kind of interesting. Okay.